Good morning, peace of the universe. It was my first time talking all morning, so it's a little raspy, but hopefully you guys are having a good morning, peaceful morning, and today's going to be a good Monday. Believe that. How about that? All right, let's get started. You say that an emotion is the mind's reflection in the body, but sometimes there is a conflict between the two. The mind says no, while the emotion says yes, or the other way around. If you really want to know your mind, the body will always give you the truthful reflection. So look at the emotion, or rather feel it in your body. If there is an apparent conflict between them, the thought will be a lie. The emotion will be the truth. Not the ultimate truth of who you are, but the relative truth of your state of mind at the time. Conflict between surface thoughts and unconscious mental process is certainly common. You may not yet be able to bring your unconscious mind activity into awareness as thoughts, but it will always be reflected in the body as an emotion, and of this you can become aware. To watch an emotion in this way is basically the same as listening to your To watch an emotion in this way is basically the same as listening to or watching a thought, which I described earlier. The only difference is that while a thought is in your head, an emotion has a strong physical component and so is primarily felt in the body. You can then allow the emotion to be there without being controlled by it. You no longer are the emotion, you are the watcher, the observing presence. If you practice this, all that is unconscious in you will be brought into the light of consciousness. So observing our emotions is as important as observing our thoughts. Yes. Make it a habit to ask yourself, what's going inside, make it a habit to ask yourself, what's going on inside of me at this moment? That question will point you in the right direction, but don't analyze, just watch. Focus your attention within. Feel the energy of the emotion. If there is no emotion present, take your attention more deeply into the inner energy field of your body. It is a doorway into being. That's it. So sometimes our emotions and our body and our mind are in conflict. We are feeling our state of mind. We're feeling our state of mind at that time. All right. And so sometimes they differ, sometimes they're part of the same wavelength. And so sometimes you can see what they're thinking by simply feeling their vibration. And it's important to be watchful, have a watchful eye over your own emotional thoughts. And when doing that, you become more aware. You awaken more because you become conscious of your consciousness. Or as I say to a lot of my athletes and clients, you think about what you're thinking about. And that in itself shows that you have a higher being within yourself. If you can observe your own thoughts, and I touched on this on a different video, but being able to you don't want to have your emotions control you. We are our thoughts, but we want to be able to condition our thoughts. We want to be able to mold our thoughts to what we want to become. You can think your way to depression, but you can also think your way to happiness. All right, it's a matter of what you give your energy to. What you focus on is who you become. If you focus on being depressed, if you focus on anxiety, if you focus on negative thoughts, you become that negative thought. You think, therefore you are. But on the same coin, on the different side, if you have thoughts of being happy, you have thoughts of being abundant, you have thoughts of being joyful and fulfillment, you will experience that on a daily basis because your thoughts dictate who you become. All right. It's very hard, if someone's having these negative thoughts, to be happy, to have a happy presence among other people. That's why we always say we feel that vibe within one another. If someone walks in the room and that person's vibe is off, if that person has a negative vibe and things of that nature, it's bad. It's bad. People feel that. People, they can't quite explain it. It's just an energy that lets off. And that's why we say vibe. We say vibe because we are exchanging energy with one another. And it's very important to understand that energy is real. You are responsible for your own energy. Nobody else is responsible for your energy. You are responsible for it. And you dictate how your energy is projected to the outside world by simply being mindful and being observant of your own thoughts. And so it's very important, like I said, to think about what you're thinking about. Because oftentimes what you're thinking about is not the true you. The true you is the person that's actually observing your own thought. That's your true you. That's your higher self. And so when you go in certain situations, it's important that you're responsible and you need to take responsibility, full responsibility for bringing the negative energy into an atmosphere or bringing that positive energy into an atmosphere. It is you, not nobody else's responsibility to control yourself. Peace.